It is wonderful to be back here in the UK with all of you. It is, by the way, one of my favorite places. I spent quite a few months here in Dover trying to get across your English Channel, and I fell in love with this country. So it's always a pleasure to be back here. And it's really exciting to have 378 of us here today celebrating IT Nation Europe 2018. We've got 23 solution partners with us in the pavilion. Please visit them. They've got some great solutions that connect to the ConnectWise platform. We've got 57 different breakout sessions, and these are really designed to turbocharge your technology teams, and that's the real theme for IT Nation 2018 Europe is turbocharging your teams and all that we need to do to make sure that we're keeping our teams motivated, excited, and we're going to give you a really good framework for how to think about your business, your teams, the solutions that you offer. And of course, it wouldn't be a great ConnectWise event if we didn't have parties and networking events. So we've got 5 of those for you as well during this event. So, and a big gala right here in this room later on tonight. So please join us for that. So let me start with what I think is on a lot of people's minds right now, and that is general data protection regulations that come into play in May. So we're just right around the corner on this. So the first thing I wanted to do is say, to kind of, let me ask a question. How many people have really feel like I'm good on GDPR? I'm good. Let me see, raise of hands real quick. Good. Okay, now, how about this? Not good. Raise of hands. Don't feel comfortable, not quick. All right, so the other 90% of you just are unsure. Okay, well, that's why I wanted to bring it up here, okay? ConnectWise has gone through our GDPR readiness program, and there's a lot to it. And so we've learned a lot along the way. We've made a few mistakes, as you know, and we've corrected those. But I think it's important that everybody be aware of all that's necessary for GDPR because it's right upon our heels here. So internal policy updates, system audits, implementing data controls, you know, these are the major things. ConnectWise is ready, but we want to make sure that you're ready as well. And so what we've done is we've put together a website for you, connectwise.com/GDPR. And on that website, there's lots of information. If you are not ready yet, we've actually already also created a checklist for you for GDPR readiness. Now, it would have been good if we gave that a year ago. But a lot of you raised your hands and you're saying, I'm not good yet. All right. The other thing that we're doing is we're having 3 breakout sessions on general data protection regulations. And here they are. Round 1 right after this is going to be available. And then, so these 3, and what we've done is we've actually brought in Nigel Holden, who is with the ICO, or the Information Controller's Office, and that is the watchdog that is going to be looking over general data protection rules here in the UK. And so we invited him to come talk with us, and he's going to be on a panel as well as this very first breakout here. So you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth, right? It's going to be very interesting. Okay, so let's start with this. Anyone familiar with this? This is a 1960 Beechcraft airplane, and this is the cockpit. And I'm using this today because I want to sort of drive a picture into your heads, all right? I've flown in one of these once, and it scared the life out of me because the pilot had to be so smart. He had altitude, fuel, range, wind speed. He had to take all of those individual gauges. And I was asking questions the whole time. I said, what's that mean? What's that mean? What do you do with that? He says, well, I have to combine all of these things together. I have to bring them all together, and that's why it's so hard to be a pilot. And that's why not many people try to be a pilot, because it takes a lot of intellectual knowledge of how these pieces of information should be correlated together, compiled together, and then be used to fly that plane to get it where it needs to be. All right? And I thought that was a great analogy for what I want to talk about today, because this is the cockpit of a 2017 Cirrus airplane, all right? Modern technology, very few gauges, very few buttons. Everything's brought to one screen. All the information is integrated. Everything's together. And I wouldn't say that pilots have to be less intelligent today, but I would say that they could probably fly a lot more routes, get to their destinations quicker and with more accuracy, and have a lot safer trip along the way. And so that's what we feel our mission is at ConnectWise. We feel like it is our job to take you and to put you into a cockpit, except the cockpit that we're looking at would look like this, where we've got the entire ecosystem connected to you in the cockpit, right? Now imagine that we take your technology teams and we put them all into the cockpit, right? And now they can move around real fast, okay? They can get where they need to get to really quick. One click, they can take care of managing. One click, they can monitor. Okay, one click, they can deploy solutions, all the solutions in the ecosystem. Now this is a big vision, but as you know, ConnectWise is not afraid of big ideas. All right, and so we are tackling this. This is our big dream, our vision for you. And what we see is we see so much opportunity right now in the technology space. And I mean endless possibility. I mean, I've been in this industry for 36 years, and I have never felt more optimistic for all of us in this space, in this ecosystem. It is an amazing time to be in technology. You know, in fact, you can see it just when you look at the Beechcraft versus the Cirrus. It's like, wow, look at how far we've come. And the thing is as far as we've come, we have so much further to go. Way further, way further. And, you know, I just recently got back from India, and I will tell you that what I learned in India was astonishing to me. I'd never been there before. I looked around the country. I started doing some math. And I figured out, wow, they got like 1,050 people per square mile, which is about, you know, double, triple the density of almost any other country in the world, aside from Monaco, only because it's so small. But the point in India is the only hope for a country like that is going to be technology. Technology is going to have to take care of healthcare. It's going to have to take care of, we've got to make healthcare scalable, all right? Agriculture, they need lots of food, okay? We need technology in agriculture to be able to get higher yields. Education, we need online education, almost free, where it's available online. In every area, energy, clean energy, technology. In every one of these areas, and every one of the challenges that the world is having today, and it's very evident in India, and by the way, I'm a big optimist for India. I think they're really doing a great job, and they've got a really great opportunity to make a great country there. I think that they're emerging. But it's going to be technology that will get them transformed. It's going to be technology that will solve all of the world's largest problems. So our mission is to put you into this cockpit where all the solutions in the ecosystem are there. Now you may say, look, what are you talking about, India, healthcare? I don't do that, okay? I'm a managed service provider, or I just take care of my local small to mid-sized business clients. Well, let me just say this. That may be what you think you do, okay? But what you're really doing is you're setting the infrastructure for the future. Think about that. You are laying the railroad tracks for the future. You are the troops. You are the teams that are building the future. We can't jump from the technology that we have today to solving all the problems. But guess what? Technology is almost ready to do that, but it needs to be implemented. It needs to be embedded. And probably one of the biggest challenges that we're all facing today, GDPR is reminding us of that, is that of security. So security is going to be a big new world that we're all going to have to get involved in and figure out. And ConnectWise has some answers for that as well. So until we can get the technology out there, until we can secure the information that that technology provides us, until we can correlate the data, until we make ourselves more efficient and put ourselves in the cockpit, we're not going to be able to make that much progress. We'll make progress slower. But we know technology is moving so fast right now, it's going to be very important for all of us to keep up. So we talk about the ecosystem, and you know, everyone, that's the new buzzword. It's really amazing. So what does it really mean? I want to demystify it, all right? Ecosystem is pretty simple, okay? Everyone likes to talk about it. No one wants to define it. I'm going to define it. Okay, the ecosystem consists of your customers, all of your customers. So think about it. You've got your customers, you've got your customers, there's the target customers that everybody's going after, and what's great about that is your market is expanding. More companies need your services. In fact, even mid-size and enterprise companies need your services. Why? There's so much technology being pushed at them right now. They can't digest it all. They can't implement it all. They can't take it all in. They need you and your teams to be able to do that. But the total customer population is growing in our ecosystem, and the opportunities are boundless for all of you. The next part of the ecosystem is the solutions, right? We've got 23 of them that integrate to the ConnectWise platform that are in the Solutions Pavilion here. But there's 204 solutions that connect to the ConnectWise platform today. Lots of great solutions. Our objective is to, number one, and we made this announcement earlier this year, completely open ecosystem. All right, I actually called all of our competitors, every one of them, believe it or not. I got a call back and we had really nice chats with all but one. I will leave one of them out. He doesn't like me very much. But it was great. We had great conversations. We all, I said, look, it only makes sense that we open up to each other. We open up our conferences to each other. We connect everything together. We work hard to integrate. We bring everything together in that cockpit. It doesn't matter what I want. It doesn't matter what you want. It really matters what our partners want, okay? And what is right for this industry is an open and freely flowing ecosystem of solutions. And so we have all committed to that, all but one. But I'm not done. I will get him too, all right? Now, solutions, if you think about it, there's lots of solutions. And I've looked at all of them. And I said, they all have a unique characteristic. They all have some competitive differentiator. There's a reason you would use them versus another solution. And so that's what I've really been preaching in our ecosystem to our own solution partners as well as our own competitors. And so I've been kind of on a rampage on this, really promoting an open ecosystem, connecting everything together. And they all are in agreement. Everyone's saying, yes, this is what we need to do. To be able to drive technology forward, we need to have it all connected. So solutions, customers are the first part. Solutions are the other part of the ecosystem. The next part of the ecosystem are all the services necessary to connect those customers to those solutions. And these are the services that you provide, right? This is you. This is where you come into play. But more specifically, and probably the most important part of the ecosystem, are your teams. They are the connecting tissue of the ecosystem. That's what makes this whole thing work. That's what connects it all together, is your teams. And so today, we're really passionate about sharing with you what we've learned about teams, what we've learned from partners, our partners, and you about teams. And I wanted to just share what I've learned over the last 36 years, really working with technology teams of all kinds. And I've really narrowed it down to 4 things, okay, to supercharge your teams. Now, you're going to say, Arnie, this is obvious, all right? Yeah, maybe it is, okay? Have you done it? Okay, that's the question. It may be obvious, but have you done it, all right? Or maybe I'll hit you from a little bit different angle. But I'd say the number one thing that I find that is absolutely imperative to turbocharge your teams is to let them be innovative. Why did we all get into this space? Why did we all decide that we wanted to be in the technology field? It's because we love it. Yeah, we love it. We love technology. We geek out over technology. We know that it holds the greatest hope for a better future, but beyond that, it's just cool to work with and use, and that's why we're all in this space, all right? And I think that's fantastic. So if you let your teams innovate, you gotta be getting your teams to innovate. You gotta be letting them experiment, maybe even with different solutions, okay? Maybe creating new teams, maybe new practice areas inside of your company. What are you doing about security? Have you charged any of your people in your company to look into what are we going to do about security? Have we really a security practice yet? Do we need to have a security practice? This is a place that you can innovate. But I think probably a great example of innovation is right here. And I know I'll take some grief for this, okay? Manchester City, top of the Premier League right now, okay? Think about them. When you think about your technology teams, I want you to think about Manchester City. Who's a Manchester City fan? Please, tell me I got at least one. There we go. We got one Manchester City fan. All right. What's that? Okay. So why are they good? They're really good this year, right? I mean, they've shot to the top of the Premier League in record time. They're really good this year. What's making them so great this year is they are a completely innovative team. You know, their manager, Pep, you know, very innovative manager, all right? But if you think about this, 11 players on the field at one time. They're all innovating. You know, are they running to where the ball is? No, they're running to where they think the ball is going to be, right? Are they working with each other? Do they have like protocol for that? No, they're kind of like on the fly. It's like they've done it so many times. They've innovated so many times. They know how to interact with each other, okay? They know how to make things happen. Innovation, and that's what makes the game exciting. You don't actually know what's going to happen, okay? It's unpredictable, all right? There's some innovative moves. Actually, in this picture here, I thought that the Manchester United player was very innovative in the way that they tried to grapple and tangle. I mean, he's got this guy completely in a pretzel if you look at it. But innovation goes a long way, and if you let your teams innovate. And here's the other thing. It's like a lot of us, maybe you're a service manager, maybe you're the owner of the company, maybe you head up your team. A lot of times we think that we have the best ideas, and what I've found is you've got to let the individual team members innovate on the field, on the job, to get them to be super excited, all right? When they innovate, they own it. And when they own it, they will carry through and they will be successful with it. So for me, that's one of the biggest things. You know, if you think about it, the next thing to me, and this is something I've always practiced, all right, is enthusiasm, all right? And what do I mean by that? I mean, you've got to bring the energy with your teams. You have to bring the energy. All right, as an owner, as the leader of a team, you know, you've almost got to think about yourself as the coach, right? Does the coach show up and sort of like, you know, fumble around, be grumpy, be downbeat? No. In fact, that's one of the things I think that makes Manchester City so good is their manager, right? Pep is, why? That's his nickname, Pep. Why do they call him Pep? Pep, because he's peppy. He's got a lot of energy, okay? That enthusiasm is absolutely infectious in your companies. And let me tell you this, you have to generate it. And it was easy to do when you were small. And some of you that have grown bigger, you know, like, I don't know, man, it's hard to get the energy going. It's like, you have to generate the energy. You have to create enthusiasm in your teams. And if you think about it, we have a real issue with teams and our technology professionals today in the sense that they are a scarcity, right? Why are these things important? I'm trying to teach you the things, and I'm trying to share with you the things that I think will make you successful at retaining and attracting the very best talent. The only impediment to you being an amazing company is going to be your teams. Really isn't going to be anything else. It's going to be the teams that you are able to assemble. Are they innovative? Are they enthusiastic? Do you think you're just going to employ or hire or find enthusiastic people? You may get lucky, but you're much better off creating an environment of enthusiasm. And that means it starts with you and your leadership. So your leadership qualities have to have that enthusiasm piece built in. This is a big one, and this is one that a lot of people miss. Strategy. You say, oh, I got strategy. I know strategy. Yeah, I do strategy. Well, but do you really do strategy? Because strategy is not Moses. I mean, if you're the owner of the company, if you're the head of your technology team, a lot of times we think, and I used to think this too, well, I got to figure this all out. I got to come up with the strategy, right? And it feels like you're Moses, like going up on the mountain and coming down with the 10 Commandments, and you hope you're right, you know? That's not the way to do it, all right? The very best way to motivate your team and to create a strategy in your team is to crowdsource it. Crowdsource it from the entire company. And you're going to say, that's dangerous, Arnie. That's very dangerous because I can't say yes to everything. You don't have to. You have to hear everything. And you're allowed to say no to everything. But people want to be heard. You crowdsource your strategy. Everybody at ConnectWise contributes to the strategy. It's really a pretty amazing process. In fact, we just acquired HTG peer groups, and one of the main reasons we wanted to make that acquisition was because they had this amazing strategy program where they could work with you and actually help you figure out your strategy, but they'll give you a process so that you can run your own strategy. What's great about this is it gets everybody involved. But the main thing it does for your technology teams and for your entire company is it aligns it, all right? So I'll just give you an example here. This is the ConnectWise strategy for 2018. We don't keep it a secret, okay? We share it freely. In fact, there are posters all throughout our organization in every office around the globe that have this strategy on it. We have an open website with our strategy on it, okay? ConnectWise.com/our strategy, okay? We don't care who goes to see it. We want to share it freely, all right? What's great about this is we've gotten all of our teams, and this is what I recommend, have a strategy and have all of your teams participate and then get that message out to them. Make sure they know what the strategy is. So often in a company, the strategy is held at the highest ranks and it's never brought down. How do you think you're going to create alignment in your technology teams unless you're sharing that strategy, unless they're part of that strategy? I think it's really important. I've realized at ConnectWise that it has done amazing things for us. In the last 3 years, we have gone to a formalized process for strategy. We're using the StratOps process. We had the HCG team come in and teach us it, and now we're running it on our own. And it is making an immense difference. So, you know, you want to think about the world that we're heading into and the amazing amount of opportunities that are available to you. Strategy. Strategy will get you there. Strategy will be the thing that keeps you there. And then the last thing to really turbocharge teams is culture. And I would say that if you've done all these other things right, if you've allowed them to innovate, if you've created enthusiasm in your teams, and if you have then put a strategy together that aligns them so that everybody's rowing in the same direction, you got a really great culture. That automatically is going to give you a really great culture. But I think you need to formalize your culture as well. These are things that people don't, you kind of run past these things. And I guess what I'd say is if you want a long-lasting, enduring company and you want to really make sure that your teams are aligned and you want to have enthusiasm, you have to do all these things. Culture is very important. What is your culture? This is our culture, okay? We do live by it, all right? And you can see some of the things that are in there. Obsessed with partner success. #1 cultural tenet at ConnectWise is obsess over all of you, all right? We know if we can make you successful, somehow we'll be successful, okay? All boats rise in the tide, all right? Except instead of us rising ourselves, we rise you, and we hope that we rise with it. That is our goal. That is our mission. That is how we see the world. You know, some other cultural tenets for us is, as you can see, breathing innovation, all right? What's your culture? Because let me tell you this, you've got a culture, okay? Culture happens, or you can take control of culture, but if you don't take control of your culture, you still have a culture, and it happens, all right? It's one of the things that most leaders want to turn their back to. They don't want to think about it because it's very difficult. If you don't have a good culture, you think there's no way I can fix this. Yes, you can, okay? Strategy will create cultural alignment, okay? Strategy is the most important thing to create alignment. Get enthusiastic, create enthusiasm, okay? Get the book, The Energy Bus. If you don't have that book, that's a great book on how to create enthusiasm. But these are the ways that you can really, really help turbocharge your teams. So I spent some good time here talking kind of at a high level. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully you've learned something from that. But to get into more detail, I would like to introduce our Chief Product Officer who will give us some great presentations and dig down into these constructs of teams and solutions and the ecosystem. So I'd like to invite to the stage Craig Fulton, our Chief Product Officer.
All right. Mike? Yep. Okay. All right, thanks everyone. Glad to be here. Craig Fulton. What I want to talk to you about is what we're doing at ConnectWise to help you create a resilient business in this ecosystem, right? An ever-changing ecosystem. This is what we're dedicated to. And Arnie just covered all those parts of that ecosystem. So I have a question for you all now. There's two things in all of that sort of change rapidly. So let's get out here. When we get out here, let's just get right in your face. What do you think? Sir, tell me. Two things that change in this ecosystem. Come on. I'm not leaving till you say something.
I mean, for us, it's the sales metrics that we have the biggest problem with.
The sales metrics change in the ecosystem.
That selling to clients is the biggest problem that we have.
Selling to clients. So clients.
Yeah.
Clients. What else? What else changes? I'm coming at you.
Customer needs.
Customer needs. Clients, customer needs. Great answer. That was actually exactly word for word what I was looking for. We didn't rehearse this, right? I may have been sleepwalking. The time change. What else? What else? What changes? What changes, Andrew?
Technology.
Technology. Man, that was fast. That was fast. That was fast. All right, those are the things I was looking for. If you look at this ecosystem, two things that change often: the technology changes, the solutions change, and then what the customers want. So what we want to do is give you a framework that you can structure your business around so that you can deal with that change. All right? And we have this. Now, a lot of you may have arranged your company this way, this service delivery model. You have managed service teams, collaboration, telecom. We call these technology teams. You've heard Arnie referencing that. We look at what you do. We've met with a lot of partners. You tend to have one or more of these 10. Right? How many people have one of these teams? Every hand should be going up right now. Did I miss one? All right, I'm coming back. Coming back. Who has their hand up? Who has one of these teams? People are in, they're like, I ain't answering that shit. All right, which team do you have on there? Managed services, collaboration?
Yeah, several. Top.
Name one.
Cloud service provider.
You have a cloud service provider team. How many people are on that team?
4 of them.
4. Give me the names. 4 people.
Okay, Christian, Russ, Luke, and Richard.
Christian, Russ, Luke, and Richard, cloud service providing team for?
Aduco.
I do. Okay, Aduco.
Exactly right.
Let me ask you this. Okay. Which one of those people does the sales?
They all. There's no predefined.
They all do the sales?
Yeah, we don't have sales people, just techies.
Okay. Which one does the finance, the billing?
Emma. She's
Who?
in the team.
She's not in the team. So you have a team that doesn't bill. I'm teasing. I'm teasing you. So, good point. Thank you for sharing that. I wanted to point that out. I wanted to get connected to you guys because we work with a lot of your companies. And whenever I do, usually ask, hey, what are the teams in your business? This is one of the first questions I ask. Oh, I have a managed service team. And you list all the people. And that was good that they're actually doing the sales. But usually you don't mention the sales team. You don't mention the finance team. Sort of center the team around the service delivery part. Right? How many people are guilty of that? When they think of the team, you're just thinking, yep, I see some hands. I see this all the time. And that becomes almost a flaw because you have to include everybody. It takes a team. That's the theme. And I'll tell you why. We'll get into that. So, technology teams. This is the way we are arranging things at ConnectWise. This is the way we see the world. This is how we're driving our strategy and enhancing our platform is to enable these teams. Now, what do these teams do? Don't worry, I'm not going to run back out in the crowd. They deliver solutions offerings to clients. This is the stuff that's changing all the time. You're doing copy print, security, physical security, Internet of Things, audiovisual, collaboration, disaster recovery, line of business apps, office apps, network infrastructure, on-site computing, cloud computing, business intelligence, app development, artificial intelligence. Are we missing anything? Anything you're doing that's not on that list? Yeah. So if you really think about it, you're doing one or more of these solutions to your customer, right? We call this our solutions menu. Arnie talked about the ecosystem. We're growing this ecosystem. We have this big goal of connecting everything. We want to connect every solution to our platform so that you can create a resilient business and add more solutions. You can say, you know what, I want to get into doing cloud service providing. Click, and I'm going to add these things, and they're in my business now. All right, so think about this. You have your customers, you have your needs, you deliver those solutions to them. We introduced this at IT Nation, and a lot of partners have told me, yeah, I use this now when I look at a client. When I do my land and expand strategy, I look at a client and say, what are the things they have for me now? And what things do I want them to have in the future? And sort of set up a plan for the customer. Right? We're giving you a structure here for you to create a resilient business. Now let's dive into one of these. This is what I like to talk about. The ever-changing. The two things that change. Security. Let's talk about security. Right? It used to be, I was a technician a long time ago. It was fine to provide security to the endpoint and to the perimeter. Right? We'll put some antivirus on there, maybe do a little spam, and we'll do some firewall rules. And that was fine. And that's all the customer needed. And they were fine. Well, that need has changed because these, I call them digital terrorists, have gotten smart. And they're sending the emails and they're tricking people to click the link. I did this. I entered my password, and now someone could create time off for me because they tricked me into entering my password for our time off system, which I thought was weird. But they're getting smart. And now there's a new customer need to have the digital security. The customer needs you to help protect them because they're mobile, right? They can't take that firewall with them everywhere, right? 10 years ago, most of it was on site and people didn't move around that much, but now they have their mobile device, they leave the building, they get on a carrier's internet. You have to continue to protect them. So we have solutions that do this. Webroot, Acronis, Bitdefender, ESET, Veeam. Some of our great solution partners that are here, they provide those. And what Arnie said in ecosystem, this is where you come into play. We get this question, I used to get this question when Office 365 started taking off a couple years ago. It was, hey, ConnectWise, what do we do? These customers know how much this is. It's $8, $9 a mailbox. How am I going to charge anything? It's your services. These customers have no idea what to do with these solutions. And you're thinking, yeah, I've gotten tickets. They definitely don't know what to do. You're there to provide the services, the threat detection, the security training, so that Craig doesn't click a link and enter his password and someone steal everything. Right? That's what you do. So you've got to look at all the solutions you offer, make sure you're keeping up to speed with the needs, and you're keeping up to speed with the solutions to meet those needs, and you're delivering your services. Okay, and let's not forget about this. I'm going to give you guys, this is basic product management. Anyone ever take a product management training course? Yes, there's no one. Product management is very important in a business. Every business has product management. You are all offering services. Right? When you have to productize something in your business, and I know what a lot of people do. Yeah, I had a product to my business. I went to IT Nation Europe and I heard another person was doing this service, so I just put it in my business. How many people have done that? Okay, you're not being honest now. Because I've seen it happen. Or you're like, oh, I found this cool thing at the Solution Pavilion at IT Nation a couple years ago and I want to sell this. And you forget this, right? The customer journey. So we've taken some product management training at ConnectWise. A lot of us are very knowledgeable in this. And one thing we learned is the customer journey is everything. The customer has to become aware that you have a solution to their problem, right? The customers are out there and they're thinking, geez, I'm seeing all these security threats and problems happening in the news, or there's disasters going on. You know, we had a big hurricane in Florida last year. That was scary. A lot of these businesses are thinking, how am I going to protect myself? That's what you do. You have to advertise to them. And I've been in a lot of partners' businesses. The referrals can only go so far. You have to start advertising what your solutions are. You let them evaluate it. This is the quote. This is the proposal where they learn, okay, they have a security solution. This is what it's going to entail. This is what's going to cost me. This is what they're going to do for me. Then they need to be able to buy it, right? Each stage of this journey should be pleasant for them. You should be measuring their satisfaction in each stage. It shouldn't be hard for them to pay you. And you're thinking, Craig, have you dealt with your own company before? I get it. We went through one of these. You have to be able to deliver the solution quickly, right? No one wants to wait anymore. Like, I bought this from you, give it to me now. We'll provide service on it through chat, through remote control, through email, phone, whatever it is, and then billing. This is where a lot of people, it's like we get all this really well. When I was a technician, we did a lot of this really well. Then the bill would come. It wouldn't match the quote. And then the customer forgot how great everything else was, hated me. I see this happen. You got to hit every one of these stages really well when you're working with a customer. And you have to treat each solution uniquely. You've got to find excellence in these, right? You don't, market, sell, service, cloud computing the same way you do audio visual. It's unique. There's a unique customer journey, a unique solution, a unique customer need, and a unique team delivering these, okay? And you're thinking, yeah, I know this. But you should really start to structure your business this way so you can be resilient, right? So what does a resilient business mean to you? I'm coming back. Now you have the structure. Let's ask. I'm going to ask this gentleman, Ken. He's like, why'd you do it?
I'm having a really bad day. I'm having to sit next to the Man City supporter, and now you're picking
Who's your team?
We don't run the business that way. We run quite differently.
Okay. Well, then let me ask you this. What does having a resilient business mean to you?
From my perspective, the resilient business is the ability for virtually anybody to do anything that the business actually requires.
Okay.
And that's the way we run our business. Whether it's right or wrong is a question, really.
Okay. I think you answered it well, right? Running your business no matter what, the ability to recover or adjust to misfortune or change. Hopefully you won't have misfortune. But it's about that change. We talked about the change in technology, the change in customer needs. You have to keep up with this. You have to continue to provide services. You have to look at the solutions you're offering and change them and keep up and adapt. Right? You have to do this. You see a lot of mergers and acquisitions happening in our space right now, right? There's a lot of change going on. Okay. Because at ConnectWise, I'll read you this. We believe technology teams are creating a better future. We provide the platform that connects technology teams to thriving ecosystem of solutions, services, education, customers, and community dedicated to driving technology forward. Okay, we have created a platform to do this. We've created a platform that's connecting everything, that's empowering your teams to deliver those solutions to the customers. And what I'd like to do now, you're like, yeah, he's gotten to it. We're going to show you what we've done on our products. I've got 5 exciting demos I want to show you. So, what have we been doing at ConnectWise to help you be more efficient in where you work? All right, I want to show you that right now. So, I've got a ticket here. We all work here, right? This is where we do our jobs in this ticket. And I want to empower your teams to work where they work, right here. Now, an important thing I need to point out is at ConnectWise, we're taking Automate to the web. Taking Automate to a web browser so that you can use it any place, anytime, anywhere, anything with a browser. And it's going to enable us to do things like this. Watch this. So I've got this ticket, customer, pretty common thing, can't send and receive emails, right? And I've attached a configuration here. I've got a workstation attached here that I work on. Should all be putting configurations on tickets. But now that Automate is in the web, watch this. I can manage that computer right here in the ticket. I don't have to leave and go to some other interface or leave and go to some other system. We're connecting everything in this ecosystem so you can do your job where you do your job. Look at this right here. Here's the computer, all the baseline information that I need, what's important to me, what I like. I want to see what's happening with my scripts. I want to see the operating system. I want to see where patching is, some services. Right? How many times has a customer called with a problem or emailed in and you just get tunnel vision, fix that problem and move on? You know, wouldn't it be nice to see everything else that's going on and just fix all that, be super efficient so that you're more profitable, not wasting time? I can see right here, I'm getting emails about an Outlook issue, but I see some services are stopped. There could be another problem. Having this computer screen right here on a ticket gives me that power. Right? Whatever it is I want to see. Oops, I refreshed it. Okay? And look at this. I can run commands. I want to reboot this. Right? How many times you thought to yourself, I'll just reboot this. They won't notice. I used to do that all the time. Sorry, Arnie. And then, why isn't it coming back up? I'm going to run it down there. I can run my scripts. Right? Any script that I have and automate and I want to run on here, bam, there it is, right? I don't have to leave and go somewhere else looking for this. Okay? Taking automate to the web. Now, another cool thing we've done is with the network. How many people love to document network diagrams? These Jim. We're going to have some drinks later. That's a fun job. But I hate to tell you, as soon as you diagram that, it's changed, right? This is a mobile workforce. So yeah, I know you can diagram the network, and most of it stays pretty static, but you got things moving. Well, I got to ask you, do you enjoy doing that? You do. Oh, you don't? Yeah, I was going to say. If you enjoy it, we'd be glad to have you as a part of our team to build out this function. So yeah, hey, this is no surprise. We don't like to do administrative tasks. We don't like to document. So we're doing this automatically for you. Here's an automated network map. I could click this and I could see where is this device on the network. Importantly, where was this device on the network? Right, it's gone offline. Oh, it was there. It was connected to this switch. I can see that, and I can see everything else that's going on this. Gives me a lot more power as I come into this issue. Right, so I'm not wasting time trying to figure out what this is. So automated network map, very interactive. I could click, it takes me to the thing. I could remote control in if I want. I could do computer management right here. Bringing automated network mapping right to the ticket. Right in automate, right into web. Okay, it's all about allowing you to do your job where you do your job. Okay. Now, if you want to find out more about that, I got a breakout session right after this. Meeting room B. Brian, Troy, and I are going to cover ConnectWise enhancements you may have missed. We're going to talk about our strategy, where we're going with our platform, and then get into some features like that help you. Because I get it. You're busy. You miss the little things that are super impactful. It happens to all of us. How you work. We're helping you in how you work. Come back over here. We have this ticket, right? This is a cool one. Now, this computer is not on the network. Have you ever had to call a customer and walk them through something over the phone? Hey, I need you to go into this network closet and look for this device. You see a light on there? And then somehow they ended up pressing the reset button and holding it for 30 seconds and you didn't tell them to do that. You're laughing. I'm like, what? Why did you? I don't know. It said reset. I can't tell you how many times, this is a long time ago, but they would reset these wireless access points. I said, just pull the power, plug it back in. Why'd you press that one? We can now see what the customer sees right in the ticket. How powerful is that? Right? Allowing you to be more efficient. You're going to be like, I got to see this happen. I think I do too. I'm going to click View Session. Now I'm going to tell this customer, hey, I need you to navigate out to this site for me and enter this session code. So I'm going to tell them, hey Craig, I need to see what you're seeing. Can you enter this 708829? I'm not faking this. There it is. I can see what they see through their phone. He's waving. He's like, I don't believe this is live. I think he pre-recorded this. There you are. See that? There you are. Now I could say, hey, can you go over to that thing? What's that light there? Oh, that's the light. I need you to do something. right? I could see what they see. How else could this be powerful? I can send some junior techs out to these customers now and have senior techs back, assisting them when they run into issues, right? And I know you're saying, we could FaceTime them. You don't want to FaceTime them. That's disconnected from the platform. And now you're giving out phone numbers, and the customer's going to be calling people at 2 in the morning, not captured in a ticket. You want to capture everything. Look at that. Look how nice that is, okay? And look, I talked about, we don't like to do the documentation. What else do we not like to do? Speak up at the keynote speech. I know that one. Enter your time. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. I ignore that. We capture the time automatically. This is something we really pride ourselves at ConnectWise is, we want to do the things that a lot of people don't like to do, the documentation, the time entry, so we automatically capture the time. Now, this is a cool feature that we've been working on, and we're about ready to go live with this. And so I'll tell you, this is coming, most certainly coming, to pilot in Q3. We're going to be releasing this with managed version 2018.5. All right, you'll be able to go in there, the view button will be there, you click, and give us some feedback, right? So we've come out with some pretty basic things there. All right. Was that cool? Yeah, all right. Yeah, it's cool techie stuff, right? I think even the customer will be like, wow, that's what I'd think. Customer will be like, man, I'm working with the right company. They got all the cool gadgets. Okay, your companion. We want ConnectWise platform to be your companion. Now, we released ConnectWise Mobile. How many people are using ConnectWise Mobile? Yep, not many left. We tried to put all of Manage into this little screen. And we got a lot of feedback. And a lot of partners told us, look, I'm just trying to do 4 things. 4 things. I need to get to my schedule. I need to open a ticket. I need to get some time in and do an expense and get on my way. I just need ConnectWise to be a companion for me to get my job done. All right, so we've created a new mobile app, a ConnectWise mobile app for the whole platform that does just that. Okay, and I'm going to walk through this. This one I'm not going to do live. I have a recording. Whoops. So let's see what we got. So we can see here, there's my calendar. I can real easily see my tickets. Click, open my ticket. What's the first thing we do when we work with a customer? We change the status. You should be changing the status. We're going to change the status in progress because we got to capture the SLA time, right? Real easy to change the status. What else do we do? When we show up, the customer's like, hey, there's like 20 other things I need you to look at while you're here. So I could just quickly add another ticket. All right, this is what I did as a tech. I was entering those tickets in before I got started on anything. I say, tell me everything. I'll get it in now, then we'll get back to this. Look how easy it was to add a ticket. Not a lot of fields, very simple. What else do we do? I need to see what configurations are attached to this ticket. What is it I'm going to be working on? Swipe up, there's the configs. We're going to work on this workstation. What else? I need to see what products am I working with? What am I supposed to be deploying out here, delivering? Oh, they want a QuickBooks upgrade. They want a Xero upgrade. What else happens? The time. I know you all enter your time right before you leave the client. That's when it happens. You can real quickly come in here, enter the time, set your start times, set your end time, real easy. See how condensed this is? This is the feedback we got from you. So look, I'm not trying to set all these features in here, Craig, with the agreements and all that. That's all defaulted. I just got to get my time in and move on. Right? Enter my notes. Look, you can do the talk to text through Android and iPhone as well. Get your notes in there. What else happens? Expenses. Right? So you may also have to get an expense in. Real easy. Quick add. Choose add expense. All right, maybe you took a train there and you took a picture of the receipt. You could go in, you could take a picture, or you can get one off that's saved on your phone. You choose the expense type. Real easy. Set how much it costs, if it's billable. We want ConnectWise to complement what you do. We don't want to add any friction into your job. All right, so we've created this new mobile app. And then the last thing, I know we all do this as well. Before we move on to the next thing, we change the status to closed. Okay, that's our new mobile app. Now, I'm excited. This is the first time we've announced this. We can come back over. If you want to try this out, you could try it out now. As many people want to try it, go ahead. Send an email to mobile@connectwise.com. Sign up for our pilot. We need you to try it. We want to build an app that you want to use. We need you to try it. There's a feedback button right in there. Click and tell us what else you need. Do not narrow yourself to manage. You might say, you know what, it'd be really nice if I had a computer management screen right here. Really nice if I could, remote control here. It'd be really nice if I can create a quote here. This is a mobile app for the whole platform. And, you want to, I need to be able to manage a Meraki device here. Fine, we'll do that. Okay? All right, what else? Connecting what you do. All right, this is the big one. I am excited to show you our new product that we just launched today, right as I walked out on this stage. This is now a live product, ConnectWise Unite. How many people have used Cloud Console? All right, Cloud Console, we launched that to manage Microsoft Office and Azure. Well, now we have Unite that does all of it. We're connecting everything in this ecosystem right here in Unite. Look at what we've got. We manage Amazon Web Services, Azure, Cisco Meraki, Office 365, Cisco Spark, StealthWatch, Umbrella, all from within one place. Take this, check this out. Right, you could put all your customers in here and all of that stuff. Right, so I can come in and say, hey, for Royal Logistics, I need to manage their virtual machines and their storage for Amazon and Azure. I need to manage, look at this, virtual machines, storage, websites, databases. Do this all right here. Cisco Meraki. I can manage the clients that are attached to the network. I can click on them. I can reboot them without telling the customer. I used to love to do that. It was like a fun game. Stress myself out. I can get to the devices. So the actual Meraki devices themselves, I can manage them here. Right? There's a search feature. You can find them, reboot them, attach them, detach them. You can manage the access points, the wireless access points. You can manage your firewall rules. You can create, delete, everything you need to do in the firewalls right here. Microsoft Office 365. You can manage all the users. Change their names, add, delete, update their licenses. You can establish monitoring rules. All this stuff has monitoring rules. That's important because you need to be proactive. Right? If you're going to provide service, you need to be proactive. You need to know about the problem before the customer does. If the customer is finding out first, that's a big problem. They're going to be happy if you know about it and you're telling them about it. So we monitor all the services. We'll monitor their mailbox sizes, everything, just like it was when it was Exchange on-prem. Okay? Cisco Spark, their collaboration platform. Chat, meetings, phone calls, right? You can come in here, add users, change users, update licenses. All of that right here. Cisco StealthWatch. Whoa, we don't want to. It's like you're unsecure. Cisco StealthWatch, right? What this does is this monitors the network for activity and looks for anything that's abnormal, right? You may have gone out to a client, installed an IoT device. Every day it's checking into its management platform, and then one day it sends a signal to China. That's abnormal. Shouldn't have done that. We're going to create a ticket for you and alert you that that's going on, right? This is network monitoring. A security service from Cisco, and also Umbrella, another security service from Cisco that monitors DNS and looks for when someone's going in there and clicking that button, and it's taking them to a URL that's not right, right? Like I clicked the one and it was ConnectWise.com. I didn't even notice. And I was logging into the wrong thing. This is to help that, right? So we're bringing all this into one place. We're connecting this ecosystem so you can manage and monitor Microsoft, Amazon, and Cisco. Now, here's where the big value comes in. The billing, right? We handle the billing. We see the world that's evolving and the challenges you have in your business. It used to be you can go to a vendor and a distributor and you'd buy the service, you'd buy the hardware and you'd pay them once. You'd go to the client, you install them, charge them once. And that was it. Pretty simple. Cash flow is easy to manage and understand. But now everything is going to as a service. Everything is monthly. When you go to those distributors, you go to those vendors now, they want to sell you something and then they want to bill you monthly. And then guess what you have to do? You have to then charge your customers monthly. And now you're in a scenario where you're having to manage a lot of change. Because you've got a lot of customers with a lot of different services that you're paying for monthly, and they're changing, they're moving around, they're updating licenses, they're adding things, removing things. You know, I've worked with a lot of partners that say, you know, it's like 40% of my clients are changing this stuff every month, and I'm spending like a week updating this billing. Well, with Unite, we've automated that. So when you get those services, you set this up and never worry about it. Things can change, no problem. You'll be charging for it. You can rest assured that you are not losing money. You are charging the customer for exactly what you're getting for them. All right, so you can set up the billing and come in here and find out, okay, what is it that they're getting? You know, they got all these products for me, and I've mapped them here on my agreement. And let's check out what that looks like. When you come into a company, you can now go to the agreement tab. There's your agreement that you're used to doing, some managed service agreement, some service agreement. I can now go to the additions tab and everything is there. Look at this. There's all the, you know, server and workstation monitoring that we've come to know very well with managed services, but I'm getting them for the Office licensing, the Cisco licensing, the Azure storage, all of that in one place so that you could do things like this, send one invoice for everything. Right? If you want. It's very flexible. You don't have to. If you want to break up the invoices, you can. But you could do that. You send them that. You send them this. A very detailed invoice with just the right amount of information. So when they get this, they feel good about what they're paying for. Right? There's all their managed workstations and all the data on that. You know, we count the antivirus solutions. We'll count that up. We'll put that on there. We'll get all the Spark information, the Meraki, the Office 365 licenses. Well, that'd be a nice bill to send out. You get the point, though. I wanted to show you, you can put everything on one invoice. We've automated all of this. Reduce that week's worth of reconciliation to nothing. Okay? All right. And that's Unite. That's Unite. And again, I said we launched that today. Okay, if you want more information on this, I'm doing a breakout session on this as well. Meeting room B, I'm going to be in there for a while, it looks like, at 1:45. If you want to get this today, give it a shot. Try it out. Free trial, go to connectwise.com/tryunite. And give it a shot. Real simple to get in there and set it up within minutes. You could be managing any of that stuff, Microsoft, Amazon, or Cisco. Okay, I'm expecting everybody in here is on their phones right now, going to this site. Okay, what else? All right, we want to give you ConnectWise platform how you want it. Also, Arnie talked about connecting this ecosystem. That's a pretty big goal. We want to connect everything. You know, we already have over 200 of our solution partners connected, and we've gone out and we've connected with Cisco, we've connected with Microsoft and Amazon, but we want to connect everything. And how are we going to do that? Let me show you. We've created a tool called the ConnectWise Developer Kit so that our solution partners can easily integrate in, right? And you could get that true cockpit just like Arnie showed for everything you're using in one place. We want to have our solution partners doing this, and I want to empower you to be a developer in this ecosystem so you can connect everything that you use as well. Right? So when you get this tool, you connect the other solutions in, and it's real easy to create your own pods. You can come in and create your own pod you want to create a new form, right? You want to create your own ticket. I just want to be able to create a ticket with 4 simple fields. No problem. You'll be able to come in here and create this. Okay, anything you want. You want to create a new company screen? Create a new company screen. You want to make it real simple? Just give me the name. Right? And default everything else in the back end. You could do that. You can create your own custom tables. Like, I want to be able to just see tickets in this view, just like this. All right, giving you the power to create your own custom cockpit in ConnectWise. Custom graphs. All right, come in, you can create your own graph, you can create your own KPIs. Now this is what this looks like, right? Then you come and you create your own page. Like, okay, I've created my gauges, and now I want to put them on my own page. You can come in here and do that. In this example, I've created a service dashboard. All right, it's going to load up this data. Because this is how I see the world as a tech. I want to see how many new tickets I have to deal with. If I saw that, I'd be stressed. 158. But I have all the tools to get through those quickly. I want to be able to create a ticket on my view. I want to see all of this, right? And then once I build my own view, I can deploy this to manage. I can put it anywhere I want. In this example, I put it right on the Today page. It's right there. I could take any one of these elements. I could put it on a ticket screen. I could put it on a company screen. I could put it on an opportunity screen. Anything in this ecosystem. I can take stuff from Automate, Manage, Cisco, Microsoft, Amazon, WebRoot, you name it, put it in here. Create your own custom dashboards, your own reports, everything using this ConnectWise Developer Kit. Okay, this is the future of ConnectWise, connecting everything. By the end of the year, we're going to have at least 50 more solutions partners connected, and we're not going to stop there. We're going to connect everything. How do you get this? If you want to try it now, it's in pilot now. We have people using it now, providing feedback to us. We're connecting other solutions now. Send an email to invent@connectwise.com. It's pretty simple to use. I didn't want to sit up here and create all the things. We'll get through that, but you see the power of this. And if those of you that are coming to Automation Nation, our event in Orlando in June, this will be live. Okay. All right. So you saw what we're doing at ConnectWise with some of those product demos. I'm going to bring Arnie Bellini, the CEO of ConnectWise, back out here. All right. Thanks, Arnie.
Good job, Craig.
Thanks. Let's move over here.
Okay, so you can see we're doing quite a few new things. We've got a lot of plans. I wanted to just kind of recap what we've talked about today because I think it is important. I think it's important for you, we gave you some meat and potatoes with the products and what we're doing with the products, and I think that's important. It's showing you that our vision, that we're actually holding true to that, and that we are really serious about connecting everything in the ecosystem so that we can create that cockpit, so that you can move fast and your technology teams can evolve, and you can actually add new practice areas, new technology teams, new services, new solutions, and it's not going to be as hard as it used to be. It's not going to be like flying that Beechcraft airplane where you had to do all the work manually yourself. We're bringing it all together. We're correlating it all together. But I think it's important that you also take with you these concepts of innovation and strategy, enthusiasm and culture, and embed them in your companies to make them long-lasting, enduring companies, companies that can weather the storm, companies that are resilient. Resilient companies are what we want. Resilient companies is what you want. Resilient companies is what everybody in your company wants too, because they want that security. So we're dedicated to this. We're making big investments to try and make this a reality for you. We need you to do those pieces, and we have lots of workshops that we're going to be creating around these concepts to help drive these concepts further into your company. The ecosystem is a very important concept. We all are operating in the same ecosystem. That ecosystem needs to be connected. And I think really important here is really bringing the concept of the customer journey into your business. This is the way you manage products. We all think about the fact that we all started the same way. I remember way back in the day. Do you remember? See, Craig used to work as a technician. Now, this is when we didn't have any software company at all. We were just like you, and we still have that company in Tampa Bay. We have about 200 customers. But I can remember sitting in the back, building computers with Craig, and taking out network cards, and then plugging, the jumper switches, yep. IRQ, interrupt, Interrupt 3 always seemed to work pretty good.
Yeah, 3 was the one that seemed to be.
But you had to do all of that on your own. How many people remember those days, way back then? Okay.
Subnetting, that was fun.
We made a whole business in the Tampa Bay area of networking because we were the only ones that figured out how to set the jumper switches on the LAN cards, on the local area network cards, okay? We could actually make it work, all right? Remember when you had to program IP addresses on every workstation, right? Yep. Every single workstation, you had to do it that way, right? So it's that Beechcraft airplane. You know, a lot of us built our businesses back then, but business has changed, right? Everything's integrated. We need to be doing that for you, is integrating everything. But every one of these new solutions that you provide and services that you provide has a unique customer journey, and that is an important point that I want to make sure that you're thinking about that. It's not, you know, does your website handle these individual solutions the right way? Do you have marketing material for each of those individual solutions that you offer? Have you thought about every touch point that you have with your customers along the way, because there's a lot of those on the customer journey, and are you maximizing the interaction that you have with your customers? Are they excited to do business with you? And I can tell you that it's just a never-ending job. You want to always keep working from that perspective. We've given you some constructs here to think about your business, right? Think about it in the form of technology teams. You know, Craig ran out in the crowd and he goes, who's in your technology team, right? The technology team includes everyone that's delivering that unique service. It's not just the technical people, it's the marketing people, it's the sales people, okay? It's the accounting folks, it's everybody, everyone that's going to touch that customer journey. Think about your business holistically. That's what's going to make you stand out, right? Everyone always worries about competition. I got to tell you, don't worry about competition, all right? Focus on your own business and delivering excellence. Focus on the customer journey and how that's going to impact the way you perceive your business. Start looking at it through the lens of these constructs. The solutions menu represents all the services that you can offer. Everything in the ecosystem can be defined into one of those 15 categories, right? Every one of your services can be defined into one of those 15 categories, all right? So, with that, I guess I would say that I think we have an incredibly optimistic future. I think that you have the opportunity to drive a tremendous amount of business. You have the opportunity, you live in a day and time and age where technology is taking over the world. And you are the ones that are driving that forward. So my whole point to you is focus on your business, focus on your teams. That's the epicenter, the energy of your entire business. And, you know, we look at this ecosystem. It's not getting smaller. It's getting bigger. More solutions. Everything's becoming digital. So the conclusion that I would draw is that it really does take a team. And we're very excited to be a team with you. We're here on the journey together. So thank you very much for coming to IT Nation Europe 2018. And we look forward to seeing you in all the breakout sessions. We've got a great session for you tomorrow as well. So thank you all very much.